Spartans! Ready your breakfast and eat hearty. For tonight, we dine in hell!
How you doing, YouTube? Parasitic Generation back with you today to do a video on a very popular pistol or hot topic right now. The Glock 19 Gen 3. The 17's also out. They haven't, as of right now, made any of the calibers in Gen 5 so far. And I also heard that they're going to be discontinuing Glock Gen 3s, which is a heartbreak to me because that's one of my favorite generations. So it is what it is. First off, I'd like to say to my subscribers, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to put a video out in a while. I've just lost motivation because I had a lot of family stuff going on. My best friend's grandparents lost his grandparents were killed in the Sutherland church shooting, which devastated us all in Texas here. And we've just been trying to move on with our lives, you know, and mourn those lost. And I give props to the hero that took out that piece of shit. So now getting into the story of how I got a Glock 19 Gen 5. As you can see right there, Gen 5. I saw this at my local gun shop for $4.99, and I asked, hey, what's up with that? That's pretty cheap. I've seen them for like 600, 700 bucks. And he's like, well, you know, the guy bought it, carried it for a week, felt unsafe with it. I don't know how that's possible. Turned it in, traded it in. It only had maybe 1 or 2 magazines put through it. It's clean. It has no wear up on the barrel, which is where the wear shows up after even 50 rounds. It has a NCDL something finish, which is a little bit black, really black. I like the look. It's slick. It's really slick. I don't know if it's a nitride finish or what. Glock is not telling us, but they say it's supposed to help with wear and corrosion resistance. I haven't put that to the test yet. Now, this is just going to be an initial impressions review. I usually don't do reviews on a gun without putting a lot of rounds through it, okay? But for this gun, I'm just giving you the differences between this and my Gen 3, okay? I have thousands of rounds to this gun. I love it. I love it. This is my go-to-war pistol. I love this handgun, okay? Maybe this will take its spot. I don't know. Differences is the finish. It's on both the barrel and the slide. Now the barrel, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it in the light. It's a standard land and groove barrel, so you can shoot lead cast bullets out of it, which is actually a big plus in my opinion if you're a reloader. Okay, if you don't reload, then it really doesn't matter. They say this is a marksman barrel. I don't understand. My Gen 3 is plenty accurate, so I don't really know what that means. So it's all up to the shooter. Guns are usually more accurate than the shooter. So it has a dual capture guide rod and spring like the Gen 4s. It's very smooth to operate. I'm gonna operate it for you right now. It is unloaded, so nobody panics. Okay. The slide up front is beveled. I really like the it's a Glock 26-27 bevel. I like that. I think they should have done that on the originals. I like how that looks. Now, this might irk some people, but they didn't feel free to do that with the frame. So the frame's just straight. It doesn't affect anything, okay? It's just cosmetic, and I really don't give a shit as long as the gun runs and functions. Now, you also get 3 magazines, and you get back straps. I feel comfortable with just the back strap that came on it. Maybe I'll, in the future, put a beaver tail on it. I don't know. It comes with the new orange follower, so I guess when you're shooting, you can visibly see that your gun is unloaded and it's not a malfunction. I can leave it or take it. It does nothing for the function of the gun itself. Standard 15 round capacity. It can accept all the other Glock magazines, you know, the 50 round nutsack and the 33 round magazine. So perks to that. The sights are still the standard freaking plastic Glock sights. Don't like those. But what I noticed with these sights, I don't know what it is, but the rear sight is actually 1/1000th of an inch wider, and which is pretty negligible, okay? But it actually does make a difference when you're aiming. You're able to get the front sight better, pick it up better than your standard Gen 3 and Gen 4s. Now, I don't have a Gen 4, I only have a Gen 3, so that's what I'm going to be comparing it to. It has a ambidextrous slide catch, both sides. Now, if you're a left-handed shooter, you've always been at the mercy of gun manufacturers making stuff for right-handed people, and you had to adapt. But now you're able to use that magazine catch, and it's reversible. Okay, the magazine release is reversible, so you can have a completely left-handed gun for those left-handed shooters. Okay, take it or leave it. I like the stippling. It's a Gen 4 stipple job. You know, nothing to write home about, but it does keep your hand a little bit more secure than the not really much of a grip on this one. Gen 3. As you see here, lack of finger grooves. Actually, I kind of like that. I mean, that's not a big deal for me. It wasn't a big deal for me. I did have a Gen 3 Glock 17 where my fingers were placed on top of the finger grooves, and it was kind of annoying, but it didn't really affect anything. But as you see here, there's a difference. Okay, and I actually do kind of like that. But with the Gen 3 Glock 19, those finger grooves really lock in my hand, and I really like that. But not that big a difference. If you don't like finger grooves, or your hands are a different size, different size, this might be better. Now, I'm also comparing this for first-time gun buyers who are just getting into the gun game and don't have the other Glocks. Okay, it's a little bit different for guys who have Glocks, or a bunch of Glocks. Okay, takedown is the same. There's only two, this one's only a 2-pin, and this one has 3 pins, as you can see. Now, the magazine well is flared. A lot more flare for easier reloads, I guess. That would help. Okay. Now, it has a bevel right here in the grip. So I've heard some people complaining about that it pinches their hand. Quit being a bitch and just shoot the gun, okay? They're just complaining to complain. Now, it might be a genuine concern. I don't know, but I don't feel that, okay? Okay, so what this does is that if you have a Type 3 malfunction, you're able to easily get your fingers in there and be able to rip it out. Or this lip on the magazine right here, able to rip it off of belts if you have to only use one hand, okay? There you go. I don't know. There's a lot of subtle changes to the gun. A lot of people would be like, there's really no difference. It just, the magazine stop is on, the slide stop is on the left side, whoopee-doo. And it's a different coating, whoopee-doo. But there actually is a lot more under the hood. The takedown pins have a different spring than the Gen 4, Gen 3s. It's now a coil spring, okay? Also, the trigger, holy crap, man. That's one of the things that sold me on this handgun, too. I like the looks of the gun itself, okay? But the trigger is the main feature of this handgun. Alright? It has, as you can see there, it's completely smooth. It does not have the Gen 3, Gen 4 serrated trigger. And if you shoot that a crap load, like say 500 rounds in a day, your finger gets a little sore. But with this, it's nice. Now, I'm not saying it's a 5.5 pounds like I saw on the website, but it feels, double check, it is unloaded. Oh, so much more smooth. I had this at the gun shop, and I was pulling the trigger like I would with my Glock Gen 3, and oh boy, does this feel better. I tell you what, I'm gonna have to do a trigger job on that one because this one's gonna spoil me. Okay, so the trigger and the magazine well and cut is the best features in my opinion. You can take it or leave it. It also seems to me that the underneath the trigger guard is cut up a little bit more so you can get a little bit more purchase on the handgun itself. Alright, just a little bit more than the Gen 3. I don't know if that's going to be able to pick up, but you can see just a tiny bit of difference. Very minuscule. Okay, so now I'm getting to the downside. Okay, this has almost completely different parts, so you will not be able to use the old parts for the Gen 3s and Gen 4s that you have lying around and stick it in this gun. You're going to have to get completely different stuff. Now, even the firing pin and everything. So, yeah, that can be a downside to those who have a bunch of parts. But, for somebody who's just getting into the gun game, or even you just want a Gen 5, go ahead and get it. Because it's a great gun, and from what I've seen. I had to shoot it, and when I do, I will be filming it, accuracy test and reliability. It's going to have aluminum, Tula, and all of that. So, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below on this new Glock Gen 5 initial review. So, differences between the Gen 5 and the Gen 3 and 4. Alright. I appreciate all y'all for watching. I got a couple more videos coming out in the future. One on the Winchester Train and Defend 147 grain, hollow points, ammo testing, and this little knife right here. So y'all stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Like my granddad used to say, violence is the last resort of the thinking man. Only a fool would refuse to face the facts when it becomes an option for life. Y'all stay armed and safe.